Hey everybody, welcome to Love+Relo, the voice of the relocation industry. I am your host, Ben Cross, and I'm so blessed and honored to be here with you live from Dallas. What's up, Dallas? Man, can y'all hear that out there? Can y'all hear me out here on the stream here? We've got the most influential, heart-filled, amazing room of people here in Dallas, and I say blessed and honored every time I open the show, and that's just for one of y'all. So I don't know how I'm feeling right now. Probably a bit overwhelmed right now. There's 100 people here, and we're celebrating 500 episodes of our podcast, Love+Relo here. You know, and I'm gonna just get to it. Basically, the guest today is all of y'all. So get in the comments right now. Hit that like button right now. Send some love out here to Dallas. We got people here who are just gonna come on and join us and ask a question. So without further ado, let's hop on it here. We got Mike here. Come on up. What's up, Mike?
My man,
welcome
Big
to the
Ben.
show, buddy. How you doing, brother?
I'm well, buddy. Good to see you.
What's your question? Thanks for coming out, Mike. And what's your question?
First off, Ben, before we get going, I just want to say congratulations on your 500th episode.
Thank you, Mike.
I know on behalf of myself and a lot of people, you helped everybody get through COVID. Every day, my alarm, I still have that alarm. You see that alarm right there? That alarm says Love+Relo, and it tells me what time you come on every time you have a show so that I can tune in and make sure. Sometimes I just do a quick check-in.
Yeah.
But I listen to the whole show.
Yeah.
Okay. And I just want you to know, man, a lot of people in here, I speak for myself and everybody else, we're proud of what you put together. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you so much, Mike. It means the world for you to be here.
Brother.
And thank you so much. Mike, you got a question?
I got a question for you. Now, besides the 2 episodes that I was on, okay, because we all know those were great.
Yeah.
But that being said, do you have a favorite episode of all time?
Oh my gosh. I mean, this one probably right now.
I was gonna say
we got a new favorite today. You know, I had a lot of ones that I love for different reasons, kind of like your kids, right?
Yeah.
But the one that sticks out when I think about this is the show with Bill Grable.
Okay.
It was season 1.
Yeah.
It must have been probably like March or April. I mean, it was like fresh COVID. It was like early COVID, you know? And I'm talking to Bill Grable, and he's coming to me live from his living room because we didn't have none of this figured out, right? We didn't have all these cool little offices or whatever. And he's coming to me from his living room, his dog's in the background, yelping and whatever. And he's telling me how he led his company out of, well, not out of COVID, but just led, how he led, you know? Yeah. And he's like, you know, we had a forum, a town hall. I showed up, we had a thick deck full of stuff we were going to talk about. I looked around, I just read the room, and I threw the deck out. I said, you know, we just pulled up a chair and we said, what are y'all thinking about? And he just took questions.
That's great.
And he just led with empathy like he always does. And I love him, and I love that show. And I just, he was so raw and yet so strong. And
Beautiful. That's a great memory for sure.
Great question, Mike.
Well, look, man, there's going to be a line of people that want to get on this show. I just want to say again, happy to be here. Love you too, brother.
Thanks, brother.
Congratulations. Enjoy your 500.
Take care.
I'll see you at 1,000.
Oh man, that's a tall order. We had a better pace going on. All right, we got another one here. Oh man, y'all let anybody in here, huh? We got Daniel McCoy here. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Man, I just want to say I've been on the show before, and I was a little reluctant about coming, but I'm so glad that I made it. I got a chance to meet your dad, wonderful guy.
Is dad behaving himself out there?
Yeah, dad is real cool. But I just want to, this is a testament of how much you're respected in the industry and how much people like and love your show. The fact that they got on planes and came here and it's hot.
It's hot. It's a dry heat.
It's just a testament of how we respect you. What I wanted to ask you is from your journey, because I understand your journey from the beginning when we talked about you stepping out on faith. How does it feel to be doing right now your 500th episode today?
Thank you. It feels, and I remember when I stepped out, you on Faith, you sent me a like a voice memo. You sent me like a voicemail, And it was so inspirational to me. I actually made an Instagram reel out of it. And I love the fact that you send me these random sermons and prayers and everything and keep me in prayer. And that means the world to me, Daniel. Thank you. How does it feel? It feels emotional. It feels really emotional. I mean, to look around this room and see so many people I respect and hold in such high regard. I mean, throughout my whole career, these are the people I've looked up to my whole life. I mean, I remember Tim Hellenthal sitting over here talking to me at AMSA, like, don't be the guy with the lampshade on your head at 3 a.m. And I didn't listen to a word of it, but he tried. Yeah. Tim tried, okay? But it's like, I mean, to see these people, I love every one of them, and I respect them all. And it's just, it's so emotional.
Well, I thank you for taking that leap of faith, and we'll all benefit from it. Okay.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for making the trip,
yes,
man.
Sir.
Hope your mother's doing well. All right. Wow. Daniel McCoy. Oh my goodness. Trouble. I love you so much.
I love you more.
Erica Burton Chase.
Yes.
What's up? Easy B. What's going on?
Well,
the Buzzball Queen of the Great Lakes region. What's going on with you?
Oh, yes. So mine is kind of a two-part question because I first want to say congratulations. Thank you for allowing me to be on the show. And also just make it diversified because we talked about that a lot during COVID, before, during, and after. So to allow all people of all colors, races to be on your show, I think was inspirational for me. And you asked me more than one time to come. And so I just want to say thank you for that and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much for recognizing that. That was something we were very intentional about in season 1. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think I do as good a job with it as I did season 1. I think it's something I could be better at. So, but just keep me accountable to that. And I love you and love your energy. So
I love you.
I'm gonna always have you whenever you'll be on.
Listen, whenever you want me, just call me.
Yeah.
So I got kind of a two-part question. So the first one is, who was your first guest on Love+Relo?
Yeah. Okay. So my first guest was actually the second episode. So the second episode, my first guest was Alex Alpert, founder of Shift. Yep. Hey, listen, I just needed help, And my second guest was this guy over here, Adam Lowy.
Hey, Adam.
Right here. I was literally like, yo, I got this weird thing, I don't know what it is called. I don't even know if it's a podcast. Can you do it with me? And I just had to call people I thought had just low standards and would do anything for free publicity. And I was like, Adam Lowy, get on this show. And thank God he did.
Awesome. And then my second one is your top 3 regionals over the years that you have gone to.
Top 3 regional relocation conferences, if you will. Okay. Well, I'm partial to the Great Lakes Relocation Council Conference. I served on the board of that one time, and that was amazing in Detroit at the Book Cadillac. So, and that's where I might have met you in Columbus at that one.
Yes.
I think I asked you to dance, and your husband was like, "What?" And anyway, we don't got to talk about that.
We danced.
We don't got to talk about that. I'm here. He ain't. Anyway. But that's probably number 1. Number 2, I got to represent for NTRP. My people here in Dallas, right? And BAM. BAM is off the chain what they do up in the Bay Area. So.
Well, perfect. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
And looking forward to more episodes.
Thank you. And I'll catch you later.
All right.
Thank you so much. All right. Next up here. All right. We got a line. Y'all are so orderly. Don't be too polite. I'm gonna be up here by myself. Hey, can we start showing these comments? Where's Adam at? Can we start rolling these comments here? Just throw them up there.
Hey, now I'm
Just throw them up there. Oh, wow.
How about that?
Tim, man.
How about that?
You look good.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir.
So when I first met you, it was back in the early 2007-ish, maybe. And this guy was at a conference, right? And so I ended up talking to him for a while back in the military conferences. It was in Denver.
Oh, SDDC.
That's
the
right.
SDDC symposium
right.
in Denver.
And so he's talking to people, trying to drum up business, doing a great job. And then 3 years later, we're in Anchorage, Alaska for the National Defense Transportation Association meeting. And this guy won. What was the award you won?
I won the Young Professional of the Year award for the National Defense Transportation. Little known fact, actually.
How about that?
I used to be a big deal.
So here he was, the young guy, and then the next thing I know, he's getting this award for this big organization. If you go to the National Defense Transportation Association meeting, it's like generals as far as you can line them up, man. It's like a lot of high caliber military folks there. and he's up there getting an award. But what I saw in Ben and what I see now is Ben is a master networker. You are as good at networking as anyone I've ever met. And what I'd like to know, my question is what can you share with all the young folks that are watching this, that are out there? What can they do to become better networks, to become more like you, so that they can get to this level of camaraderie and have all this wonderful network where look what can happen when you have it. Look what you've done.
Yeah. Well, you got to pray a lot if you want a room like this. But I'll tell you what, the same thing that I asked you when I first talked to you at the bar at Red Rock Casino in Las Vegas at the AMSA conference.
2011.
Yeah. And I said to you, I just came up to you because I thought you were a big deal. And I was like, you know, can you give me some advice like about what I should be doing? Like you seem like a big deal. You're not super old. You know, can I get some advice about like what I could be doing right now? And you gave me the lampshade. You gave me a few pieces of advice, but you gave me your career history. You started off at the bottom of National, worked your way up, you know, and then you told me don't get caught with a lampshade on your head at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I remember that to this day. But I think the key really is to be genuinely interested in people who are where you want to be, and then to ask them for advice because people will give it, and then to give them feedback on how that advice turned out, and to ingratiate yourself to people who are where you want to be. And because I think what it is it's a two-way street. People think, oh, I'm just asking for stuff, but young people don't realize how gratifying and validating it is to be asked. Right. And to pour yourself in to someone, because people who have done big things, I mean, they know they've done big things in their life, and they want to teach other people, and they want to pass that torch and share that stuff. So I think really just asking those questions and just really listening intently.
That's awesome. The update on that advice is that if you're going to be the guy with the lampshade at 3 a.m., you need to be the guy with the lampshade at 3 p.m. as well. And that's being authentic. So
yes, that's authenticity.
You just got to stick with it.
I love it.
All right.
Tim Hellenthal, President of National Van Lines. How you doing? Thanks so much. Wow, this is getting good. I got some good questions here. How we doing?
Hey, Ben.
Oh my gosh, Heather Jameson,
Nice
Global
to
LT.
see
How you doing, sweetie? Oh my gosh.
We joke how you came from the D in Detroit all the way to the D in Dallas, right?
Yeah, I upgraded my Ds.
Yes, you upgraded. So first of all, this has been awesome. I was just saying somebody, I go to all the regionals, and learning about people and their stories and lives, it's been so engaging. Like, I haven't been bored 1 minute. And your biggest advice to me was, Heather, when you go to the regionals, go to every session, attend, like be visible, be there.
I said that?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That must have been a different time. I tell you what.
That was your advice. Go to every session. But my question for you is what's your next goal? You started your own business. You're at 500 episodes. What is next for Ben?
Wow. You know what? I should have a better answer for this. We had a goal in our business this year to double. And I don't know about everybody else's business, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
That goal to double was really just tread water and stay where you're at, and so I think for me, I want to continue to grow our consulting business. It's how we started Glomo, and I want to continue to do it. And I want to come up with, probably when it comes to Love+Relo, I want to come up with some sort of probably some sort of a succession plan that'll ensure that we can sustain this for a long time, because this is not a for-profit thing. This is like a for fun and for the community thing, and it doesn't have to be me. You know what I mean? Like, people pass the mic
would be hard.
It would be hard, but I mean, think about it. If you want the Tonight Show to last forever, you need a new host every once in a while, right? And so I'm not greedy. Like, I want to give this to somebody else one day. So I mean, I think for succession planning from a Love+Relo standpoint, and then also from my business, I hope we do double next year and continue to do consulting, because that was really I had a lot of purpose in that work.
Awesome.
Thank you, Heather. What a great
I hope
question.
You meet your goals.
You almost
I can't wait
stumped
to
me.
see what else you do.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming all the way from the D as well.
Of course.
Let me ask you, was it Delta or American you flew?
Delta.
Delta, okay.
Of course.
I see you. All right. Wow, great questions. We got good comments coming in. Hit that like button as well out there. Hit that heart button. Send a little love out here. What up? How you doing, Adam?
Fantastic, Ben.
One of our speakers today, Adam Lowy, Executive Director and Founder of Move for Hunger.
Well, I got questions. You said you'll answer any question up here.
I did.
Nothing's going to be controversial, but I do want to, before I ask the question, you mentioned earlier that Love+Relo has raised over $100,000 for Move for Hunger since you started, which first and foremost is incredible. And you guys have supported everything from our very first Detroit truck pull back in the day where you were setting records, supporting our Hunger Action Month campaigns, donating shows for the whole month of September, which we're looking forward to doing again this year.
We were Mover of the Year.
Mover of the Year.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Supporting food drives where you were going out with your family in cars to Kroger grocery stores.
Dude, that first truck pull in Detroit, I was in a walking boot. I had Achilles surgery and I was in a walking boot.
You did. It was
And
crazy.
the second one, my pants were falling down and I had to tape my 2-year-old son to a bar stool to go pull a truck real quick.
Pretty sure that video is on YouTube somewhere.
Anything for you, Adam.
I appreciate it. And we got 2 more truck pulls coming up. One here in Detroit and one
in Dallas,
One in Dallas,
All the
September
Ds.
20th. Another one up with BAM in October, which we're excited
I'm
about.
gonna hope to be at that one in BAM as well as the one in Dallas here too.
Cap it all off with a party with a purpose, right? With the ERC.
Always, yep.
All right, my question for you though, you've raised this money, you've been very generous to me, and I know we are all telling our personal stories earlier. What got you into giving back? Forget about the industry, forget about Move for Hunger for a second, but was there something growing up that really made you feel the need to give back to your community?
So my dad's over there. Dano keeps talking to him, getting him in trouble. Dano, my dad's
Dad.
over there. Hey, Dad, pay attention. I love you. Adam asked me what made me give back in my life, be so keen to do that. And my dad is actually Reverend Dan Cross over here on the side, but he always had a heart for people. And he was always giving back. He worked in street missions and children and family services at Tulsa, clinics. He started clinics. He's worked with people in counseling and all sorts of stuff his whole life. And we get that legacy from my grandmother, my Grammy, his mom, Moselle, who was probably the most giving person you could ever imagine. And she grew up dirt poor, literally dirt floor poor, as a cotton sharecropper in Texas. So she used to pick cotton as a child at 5 years old. And she didn't have a pair of store-bought panties till she was in high school. She would just cut the corners off the cotton sacks, and that's what she wore for underwear, and thought it was normal until she slept over at somebody's house and realized that wasn't normal. And when you come from that, and yet she always being dirt poor, but always finding a way to give and always making it her mission in life to give and be an advocate for people who didn't have a voice and to, lobby the alderman to keep the local community pool open or to go into, inner city Dallas and go register people to vote, and she was just tough. She was tough and yet she was so tender, And so I really try to honor her legacy with that.
I feel like I know you better now, and as much as I loved you before, I love you and your father that much more. So thank you, Ben.
Love you too, man. Thanks, Adam. Ooh, that didn't take long. Oh, man. Hey, Scott. Scott Chapman, Prime Lending. What's up, Scott?
How are you, sir?
Doing, trying to hold it together, Scott.
You've done an awesome job. Had put together an amazing conference, and
Thank you.
actually,
Thank you so much for your support.
Oh, of
Prime
course.
Lending sponsored this whole thing, so thank you so much for your support.
Of course, man. Glad we could help. I'm going to put your dad on the spot, actually.
Oh, where's Dad? Dad, you over there?
Yeah, and I'm just going to say, as a father, I can't imagine having the blessing of seeing my son in front of everybody that loves him and doing so well. So just want to ask, how proud are you of your son seeing him do all this? Yeah, for sure.
This is a very proud day to see Ben walking in the fruition of what's been in his heart. I mean, it's been bubbling up like a volcano for many years, and it's coming forth. And this is just the beginning, son. Just the beginning.
I love you, Dad.
So I couldn't say it better, man. But We all love you, man. And I know,
Thank you,
I know
Scott.
how much you said you love everybody, but we have just as much love for you as you do for us in our hearts. And
Thank you, man.
You've done so much for all of us, and you're a power, man. Proud
Thank
of
you, brother. Appreciate you so much, man. Thanks for always supporting, man.
Of course, love you, man.
Appreciate it. Couldn't do it without you. Wow. Y'all got to take it easy on me, okay?
Are you getting emotional?
I might be crying on this this Mac keyboard right now. Hope I don't break it. Get a little tighter in here. All right, we got people checking in over here. Wow, hit that like button. Thank you everybody for
Come on,
checking in,
guys.
watching from home. If we got time, we'll take questions on the comments as well. Faye Hawksworth here from Spruce. What's up,
Yes.
Faye?
Hey, what's up, Ben? Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Faye, this is your fault.
He keeps saying it's my fault, and I would love to take the credit, but no, this is all you, man.
Yeah, I did it. All right.
I'm just happy to be here and be a part of it. Thank
Faye,
you
you're
for
great.
having us.
And thank you for always supporting Faye and seeing what we're trying to do here and making it happen.
Always.
Yeah.
And I have a question for you, and I don't
Yes.
want to put you on the hot spot, but I feel like this is a big question.
Uh-huh.
Is this the first of the Love+Relo conference series? Is Love+Relo now a conference provider in the mobility space? Because having an alternative
I don't know. What do
to
y'all think?
what's out there would be awesome.
Should we an alternative?
Yes.
I don't know. Should we do this again?
Yes.
I don't know.
Now, again, of course, charging.
Oh, should we charge next time?
You've been so gracious.
I don't like to charge people for this stuff.
But if you continue to do
I know I'll be
this,
broke. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It won't be feasible. And I mean, look at the crowd that you got
I
out
know
there,
these people
the
got some
that
money.
flew
Faye.
in. Seriously.
These people got some money.
Yeah. So you need to dive into those pockets.
You see these blouses and this haberdashery out here. Yeah, I do this for y'all. I really do. And if y'all want to do it again, we can do it again.
Yes.
Yeah, because you know what? I'll be honest with you. I've gone to a lot of conferences in my day, and the people are amazing, but the conference usually sucks.
Except for HRP.
And they've gotten
That's a
better.
caveat.
They've gotten better. They've gotten better. No, they used to be worse like 10 years ago. And I think we're changing the tone of the conversation a little bit.
I totally agree.
And I think we're making it okay to be heartfelt
And personal.
and personal
Yes.
and controversial
Yes.
and all that stuff. We're making it okay to do that kind of stuff. So I think that influence is happening. And I'm not sure if there would necessarily be a need for it in the future with those changes that are happening. But a lot of people have been asking me if I want to do this again. And if it feels like this, I mean, maybe I do.
I think you should. And you should be one of the speakers, and I get to talk title insurance.
Yes.
And we have to eat pie.
Yes, I owe you a pie eating. We got a pie take. Did y'all taste that pecan pie?
I did. I only
Which one was
because
the best?
I was worried that there wasn't any and everyone was eating it, so I went and got some of each.
Oh my gosh. Which one was the best?
Best
pecan pie in Texas.
I'll still say Good Company.
Good Company?
I still have to say Good Company.
Which one was number 2? Was it Brian's pie or my pie?
Actually, I'm the one who brought the Good Company, but I'm calling that one my pie because that's the one I've always given out.
Wait, you just stole the winning pie and said, "Oh, that's my pie." It's like going to a baseball competition and like whichever team wins, "Oh, that's my kid."
So I'm the one who sends out the Good Company pies.
Oh,
That's
I
the only
remember.
reason Brian's had the Good
I
Company.
remember
pie.
I brought a pecan pie with your company logo on it to my Thanksgiving dinner.
See, but I did say that Haywire's pecan pie was tastier.
Yeah.
But when I ate them all, Mike Filet made a great point out to me that I ate Haywire's pie warm with vanilla ice cream on top, and he was like, "That's not a good comparison."
That's not
So
right.
I ate them all today cold, and I was like, "Yeah, Good Company." Yours was delicious.
Mine was like a distant third.
Where is Mike?
All right, get out of here.
Mike said that yours was first.
There we. Thank you. Finally, somebody with some
I
taste.
don't know where it is.
It's a good pie,
It's a
Mike.
good pie. Yes. Anyway, thank you so much. You're awesome.
Thank you so much, Faye Hawksworth, everybody. Oh, man. All right, beautiful. Wow. We got artists in the house. We got stuff popping. We got surprises, y'all. Don't think this is it. Don't think we're winding down. We're winding up, okay? we're wound up right now, okay? Hey, everybody getting in here in the comments, thank you so much. Jack Chappelle, I love you. Gene Hiller, what's up? Doug Gallardo, Chris Chalk, what up? Martini, Evan Miller, what's up? This is fantastic. Meg, Chris Lagerman over here from WHR Global. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Congrats on 500.
Thank you very much.
I think ERC should be nervous, right?
I mean, they can't beat my price point. Can't touch it.
We'll have to figure that out. So
yeah, we don't charge corporates.
There you go.
Or anybody.
So I'll be quick.
Yeah.
I do have a question though. At what point did you realize that being a connector was your passion, major skill set, like something that you were so uniquely gifted at? I think that I think in college is when I realized that it was like there was an application for it, right? I don't know if you remember. You're old enough for this. We used to have a phrase called the killer app. Oh, there's a killer app. Anyway, the killer app. The killer application for connectedness. I started realizing that was a killer app when in college I was a club promoter, and so I started. I was basically the same thing as this, yes,
without the learning, which is why I under-index on the learning because. Let's be honest, right? Like, who cares?
Oh, there are great speakers here today.
I mean, there were
I
great
learned a lot,
speakers,
yeah.
but we learned with our heart first, I think.
It's true.
And so I think in college when I was a club promoter and in the freshman year, I brought, like 50, 80 people to a bar for my buddy's 19th birthday. And I was like, oh, okay, there's something here. That was fun. My birthday's around the corner. Let's see what's really good. And then we just kept leaning into it and stacking on top of it, And so, and being a connector has a multiplier effect, right? Your network is your net worth. So it's probably in college, I think.
Well, I do have to thank you because a lot of these people in this room, I would not have known as well as I do had it not been for you. So,
well, I think the world of you, Chris, and I like to introduce good people. All the people in this room are good people. I would have canceled their membership. Like they wouldn't have been able to come if they weren't good people. I'm picky like that. I'm pretty inclusive, but like if you suck, get out. It's not happening. So like if they're in this room, you could pretty much just be like nakedly yourself and do improv with them, and they'll be cool.
That's true. Well,
thank you, Chris.
Sir.
Love you, brother.
Appreciate it.
Take
Love
care.
You too.
Wow, y'all are good. Oh my God, look at this.
Hey,
Sharon Pfeffer, what's going on?
Got the Barbie pink on.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
How are you?
Oh, I'm phenomenal. This is great. The comments. Thank you so much. Everyone who's commenting, hit that like button, get in the comments. Appreciate y'all so much. What's up, Sharon?
Not much.
I love that pink on you.
Thanks for being the voice of our industry.
You
We
know
love
what?
you.
I love y'all too. And honestly, like I'm the voice y'all hear a lot, but really the voice of the industry, the show is because it's y'all's voices cumulatively, right? Like we're hearing all these people talk at once right now. Because they got total just disrespect. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. But it's like it's the communal voice coming together, and we're just a platform for it, And I just try to ask good questions. But
Well, I have a question for you.
yes, ma'am. Thank you.
What was your most emotional episode?
I mean, this is up here. This is up there right now. There was a couple that I remember for the emotion in it. I'm just gonna go through a couple memories that come to my mind. My dad being on was really
Love
big.
that one. Love that one.
We had a woman for Pride Month in season 1, maybe season 2.
Yep, during COVID.
Who was an executive for BlackRock, and she had transitioned. And she talked about her transition, period.
I remember the show. I remember.
And I was just like, I can't believe this person is being so open and honest. And in the way she told it, she was sitting there on the subway going into work, and her colleague was, over there on that side of the car and was like, Eric, is that you? And that was her, dead name.
That was her name.
And she's like, yeah, like long story, and then, sharing that and sharing her pathway with that was holy crap emotional. And I think, those are some big ones that stand out to me. Oh, and then Hosea, you heard Hosea's story, And Hosea just says hello when I cry.
I bawled the whole time he was up there.
And, you know, he didn't even tell that story on the show, but we were actually studying, we read the book, White Fragility. We used to do a lot more social stuff in season 1. I got to get back to that if I'm being honest. But we read the book White Fragility and we talked about it. And he came on and he shared a story of his mother getting basically stuff thrown at her at a high school football game in Texas. And knowing him the way I know him, and he's a brother, you know, to me, my heart just broke for him, you know, and so that was really emotional as well.
Well, we love and appreciate you, and thank you for all
Thank you, Sharon. Love you. Wow, y'all are great. I love how none of these questions are about relocation. You notice that? None of them are about relocation. And honestly, that's the way it should be. Have a seat. Brittany Bogus, what's going on? United Healthcare in the house. Thank you for being here. The first guest in our new office at Glomo HQ was Brittany.
Are you ready for my question?
I don't know.
I have two.
Gosh, okay.
Okay. Short term, what is your next step?
Short term, my next step is to go to that bar back there
No,
and
I mean,
really
like,
do some damage.
No, like goal, like how to grow at Love+Relo.
You know, I think short term, I love doing live events like this and being places and interacting and the energy in the room. So I think probably doing some more events, maybe starting with some meetups because I travel a lot. So I think having more meetups and stuff would be really great.
Countrywide?
Yeah.
I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, like, hey, I'm gonna be in DC. Let's get together. X, you know.
Ben Cross coming soon to an area near you.
Yes, coming to a pub near you.
Okay, second question. What is the best quote advisement you would give anybody?
Wow, you know, we had some really great stuff. You know what? When I did this, the first year I did an episode every day. 5 episodes a week. I can see the concern on your faces right now. And so many people told me I was doing too much. Don't let people who aren't doing enough in their life tell you you're doing too much.
You know that you always give the word when somebody needs the word. Good job.
Don't listen to people.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, but take it under advisement. Even the people in your life who love you the most, you know.
So when did you know you were doing too much?
I haven't done too much yet.
And that's
you do
why
what you
we're
can
all
do.
here.
You do what you can do, and when you can't do anymore, then you stop doing it, and then you wait, and then you do it some more. You know what I mean? But you never do too much. I mean, how many lives do you have? You got more than me because I only got one.
I mean, I maybe have 9.
She got 9. Brittany got 9. The rest of us got 1.
I'm just kidding.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
that
we
was
only
a
got
great-
one
that's-
chance here,
yes.
you know?
You live one time. You do it
Right?
all for what you can.
That's it.
So that was a great. I have no argument back. Surprisingly.
Oh, you're not
So
argumentative.
who's next?
Awesome. Thank you, Brittany Bogus. Thank you so much. Great questions. Tessa, congratulations. Make those donuts, my friend. Love you, Tessa. Zeke, thank you. Love you. Vinny, love you. Kerwin, I love you, Kerwin. Hey, cheers to Kerwin Guillermo out there. Sent us some phenomenal champagne. Cheers to you, Kerwin. Thank you. God bless. Carrie Hatfield, Ayers, what's up, girl? How you
Hey,
doing?
Ben, I got a question for you.
Oh, you always do.
I want to know what you were like as a kid. Were you always putting on shows and performances, or were you the shy guy that blossomed later in life?
Both. I was always putting on shows, yes, as a kid. So at like family gatherings, the adults would just want to be hanging out, drinking or playing cards or whatever. Me and my cousins, I'm like, hey, like, let's get this Michael Jackson routine down and like make them pay attention to us, you know? And then they like begrudgingly come downstairs and
Watch your show.
watch the silly little dance and okay, thanks, we're going back upstairs, you know? But my dad also, my parents were divorced when I was young. And so when we go to church, we actually went to church out here in Rockwall, at a church on the Rock in Rockwall when I was a little kid. And I would run around a lot in church. Now, fortunately, it was a spirit-filled, non-denominational. It wasn't like Catholic church, you know, where you get hit. But it was like, you know, still though, like really shouldn't have been doing that. But I would dance a lot in church, and I would run around a lot in church, and I would be, I was pretty much, I always liked to have attention. I mean, I was the only child. And yeah, I always like to have the attention.
That's great. Well, I just wasn't sure. I assumed that was probably
But you know
the
what?
answer.
But the blossoming later in life, that was also true, because in high school I wasn't really like popular, because I ended up going to an alternative school because I was bad, and so I had a very disjointed, growing up, and so I didn't really have a good solid friend group, and it was really kind of a mess. And then so when I went into college, I realized that I could reinvent myself.
True.
And I could be whoever I
wanted
wanted
to
to be,
be.
and I was who I said I was, and whatever. I could present myself however I wanted to present at college. And so college was a chance for me to really like blossom into this like extrovert and like be this person, this connector. And
Well, you did a good job, and good job, Dad. And anyway,
thank you so much,
yeah, you're
Carrie.
welcome. Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you so much for coming up and asking questions. Carrie Hatfield, everybody. Dad, look at you getting all the credit today, Dad. Just showing up, 70%, just showing up, man. I love you, Dad.
Yes, he should.
Tila Gleason here.
Tila
So,
G.
how you doing?
Good. How are you
What
doing?
up? What up?
Well, first of all, congratulations. So
Thank you
proud
so
of what
much.
you've accomplished.
Appreciate it.
So I'll tee up my question with when we hosted the Relo Palooza event. Remember
Yes.
that? You allowed us to come on and talk about
Yes, in Raleigh, yeah.
We had a prep sheet. You showed up, I think, 2 minutes before the episode, and you walked in and you glanced through our sheet. And I was like, he's never going to nail this. Never. You pulled it off. You were smooth as glass, right? So here's my question.
Okay.
Do you ever get stage fright?
Every time.
Can you give us an example of when you froze and were so embarrassed and didn't know if you could get out of it?
How many of y'all were was anybody at HRP? I know Christine was HRP, Sharon's. I got the worst stage fright there. Yes, I did. But at first I was like, because you know what it was? I didn't prepare. Well, I mean, I kind of put the slides together, but I showed up at lunchtime, right, for this talk, right? And I wasn't in the room like I was in the room here, And even today, like I warmed up with y'all because I was taking photos and I was warming up and touching everybody, shaking everybody, doing whatever. And so I felt like warmed up. But I walked into that ballroom at HRP filled with everybody having lunch and like all my friends everybody I know and respect. And I just like, oh shit, what am I doing here? Like I froze, I'm like, oh, and like I tried to like slink to the back. I'm the speaker, like, and I'm trying to slink to the back, get set up with AV, whatever. I get up on that stage, Faye introduces me, and I'm just like, and I felt like such a fraud, such an imposter. I'm not a keynote speaker, a podcasts are different, So I totally like froze up. I started getting a little parched. I started kind of pacing a little bit. And it took me probably 5 minutes
To settle down.
to get through it.
Okay.
But every show, I get a little bit of nerves. It's gotten better over the 3.5 years.
Okay.
But every time, and the key is not to get over being scared. The key is to do it scared.
Do it scared. Yeah.
You got to do it scared. In year one of Love and Relo, we had an author on called Judy Holler, who wrote a book called Fear is My Homeboy. And her thing was like, do it scared. Bravery, courage, and faith are not the absence of fear, right? You can't have bravery if you're not first afraid. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you have to, if you're gonna be brave, you have to acknowledge you're afraid, but you got to do it scared,
I love it. I love it. Well, I just want to thank you because you make everyone around you feel comfortable. So no
Thank you.
stage fright when you have guests on.
Hey, we're all doing it
It's
scared right
amazing.
now. We're up
I
here
know.
together, right?
Great job.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
Tila. Love it. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, y'all are just incredible here. Michelle Henry, Ian checking in, Vinny. Oh my gosh, Vinny. Oh, love you, man. This is great. How are you doing, Meredith Morris?
Gosh, been fabulous.
You were great up there at Improv.
Oh,
You
that
were
was
so
fun.
good.
That was fun. You did
You
great
were
too.
good. Have you done that before, Improv?
I know, but when my boys were little, I used to make up stories for them. So that's why.
Yeah,
I'd
you just
start
got to
with a
keep it
story,
going.
And then they would add to the story, and then we just keep building the story.
I made up a story about a dragon in a park.
Yeah.
And my kids are like, did that really happen?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, 100%. This park, actually.
Yeah, that's the park, and it was a blue dragon, I bet, wasn't it? Exactly.
Awesome. What's
okay,
up?
so what's your favorite memory? 500, right? All these wonderful people. Favorite memory, Ben?
Favorite memory. I really love going to where people work. And so I love doing stuff on site, and we've toured a lot of really cool offices and gotten to do tours, and we haven't really got the probably gear to do it properly, but I love doing that. But I think my favorite memory, and again, I say shout out to Faye Hawksworth if she's around here, because at last Worldwide ERC in Vegas, and you were there.
I was there.
In fact, on my profile, if you want to see a picture of Meredith Morris, you go to my LinkedIn profile right now, and the header photo is her sitting next to me in the Spruce Lounge in Vegas at the Blue Wire Studios, where they've had podcasts like Joe Rogan, they've had Mike Krzyzewski's podcast, they had all the Smoke podcasts, they've had all these famous people, athletes, entertainers, everything there. And we were there.
We were there.
And we did it.
We were there. We did it.
That
It
was probably
awesome.
my best memory, because that moment I was like, wow, crap, anything can happen.
Anything. I mean, it was free flowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah, and the fact that we were there in Vegas and in the most amazing podcast studio I've ever been in, that made me say, like, to Adam and to our team, like, yo, this is what I want to create. And he says, boss, no problem. I know how to do it. It's going to cost about $75,000, $80,000. I said, okay. All right, I want to do something like this, like inspired by this. He's like, you see that light? 10 grand. You see that camera? 15 grand. You see these lights? 500 each. And I'm like, oh man.
See?
I'm like, all right, chill out.
All you had to do was find someone with that in their trunk.
Yeah, exactly. In their trunk. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So that was a great memory, the Spruce Lounge.
It was good.
Probably kind of a predecessor for this kind of situation.
Yeah,
right
this
here.
is amazing. I mean, the professionals out here is incredible. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Kudos to you.
It's an incredible room of people that I've looked up to my whole career. And to think that, honestly, I mean, I know what I'm doing here. But what are y'all doing here? I mean, geez, y'all got nothing better to do? Oh my goodness, man. Y'all are incredible. I love y'all so much. Thanks for being here.
Good job.
Thank you, Meredith. All right. Nice. Oh my gosh. Nina.
Oh, sweet.
You're amazing.
Hi, honey.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Nina Arnaiz, Premium.
Yes. I can't believe the amount of people here for you supporting.
I
me.
know,
Isn't that
right?
amazing?
I think they're lost. I think they're lost.
But I love like what you've accomplished. I told you last night. I think it's
Yeah.
it's absolutely amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So proud of you. I'm sure your family is. But
Thank you.
It's amazing. People love you, and that's why they're here.
I agree with you. Honestly, I think people are here because
They wanna
I think
be here.
I think a lot of these people, honestly, like if I'm being honest, like I've showed up for a lot of these people, and they're showing up for me. I mean, we were talking before about Randy. Love
Yes.
Randy, right?
Yes.
Randy Wilson from NEI Global's here, right? I mean, can you believe it? Like of all like people, I mean, she made the trip from Omaha
Yes.
to be here. She's got stuff to do.
Yes.
And she chose to be here for me, and that's just such an honor.
Exactly. And it is. It should be very much
Yeah.
so. So I have two questions for you.
Oh, I love it. 2 questions. You got a twofer.
So first, what would you say to a newcomer coming into the Relo? Because it's new, it's different.
Yeah.
I know we're all addicted to it since
Yeah.
we've been in it, but what would
Yeah.
you say to someone who
All right,
is
I'm going to
a
ask you a question about your question. Is this hypothetical newcomer on the sales side or the operations side?
sales? Let's say
Sales. Okay, great. So if this person's on the sales side, my advice would be to go to the regionals and to volunteer. You got to get involved. You get out what you put in, okay? You got to get involved. Always have your hand up. Just walk around with your hand raised. Somebody's like, ma'am, are you okay? Be like, yeah, I'm just volunteering for something. That's what you got to do. That's what I did for so many years at ERC. I was on 2 YP committees. I spoke on numerous panels. I was on a planning committee. I wrote every articles every time I got an opportunity to it. You have to find ways to contribute. And people aren't going to ask you. You can't wait your whole life to be asked for an opportunity. You have to stand up, raise your hand. If nobody calls on you, you just speak out of turn.
Yeah.
We had
That's
Adam
great
talking about
advice.
break shit. You got to break shit sometimes. And because you're not going to get where you want to go when you want to get there if you wait for somebody else's agenda.
Yeah.
So you got to force the issue, and you know what? And I would like to especially I want to send out to young ladies in this business too. I want y'all to have permission to assert yourselves the way that men do.
Yes.
Because there are some
Very
and there are
true.
some incredible role models here I saw Catherine Cassidy walking around too. Some incredible people here. But you gotta demand it. You know, you get what you allow and you accept. So
Great advice. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then what is your proudest moment since you've started?
Proudest moment?
Proudest
I mean, this
moment.
has to be up there. I would say this or we raised $50,000 one episode for Move for Hunger.
Yeah.
We started doing every September we do a hunger action month. We do a hunger action month every September, and we raised 50 grand during the last one. And that's an emotional
It is.
time too, because people will get on there and they'll start sharing their stories. I mean, people in this room right now, we know for a fact after today, have been food insecure, have been hungry, have lived in homeless shelters.
Or know somebody.
We think about other people. It's not other people, it's us, you know? And if it's not, and if it's not us, it's our people, you know? And so we have to realize, you know, if food insecurity touches us all, as much as I try to convince people otherwise, it touches us all, you know? And so we have to really, we have to take the opportunity to leverage the influence that we all have. I mean, everybody in this room is a leader.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all have companies that we run. And if we don't have companies we run, we have households that we run, right? And we have our impact is far greater than we sometimes give ourselves credit for. So that was one of the proudest moments I had, is seeing the community come together and donate that kind of money.
Very nice. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I brought you
Appreciate
something.
you brought me a present?
I did.
Oh my gosh.
You can open it here. You can
She
wait.
said to me off camera, she's like, now we know that you like this kind of stuff. What is this here? Oh my gosh, it's a whiskey and it's cast strength. That means strong, if y'all don't
He always
know.
likes to drink on the show. So-
She's like, he always drinks. I don't always drink, just to be clear. I don't always.
So you got the cup.
But when I do, I drink on the show. No, well, we're gonna try. Oh, this is cute. What is this? It's like a little, and it kind of, no, it's supposed to do that, I
Yeah,
think.
I guess.
Oh my gosh, you surprised me. And we're having a sip. We're having a sip.
Me? No.
No,
I
fine.
do not drink.
You don't have to, but I'm having a
It's just for you.
Oh, that's when you know you're in trouble. That's when you got good friends who are like, no, you first. You try it. No, I don't need it. Oh, I'm good. No, it's for you. The last time I did a shot like that, I ended up in the bathroom.
Oh, I have more faith in you. No. You can do a lot more than that.
It's a trust exercise. Are we doing improv right now?
There.
Oh my gosh, this is no, it's supposed to do. Oh, that's a heavy pour. Watch out.
Look at that.
All right, look at this.
Cheers.
Audrey from Amsterdam, Viva from Netherlands checking in. Tessa, do we have stats? Salute. Oh, that's nice. Thank you so much,
You're
Nina.
welcome. Thank
Appreciate
you.
you.
Thanks, honey.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, how we doing for time here? All right, we got 10 minutes. We're on the home stretch here. Come on up. It's first come, first serve. Don't wait for permission. Hop on in. Get it started. Randy, I got my eye on you. Say the last dance for me, Randy. Bring it a little closer here, Elizabeth.
Bring
Yeah,
all
bring it
right.
in a little tighter here. I
Okay.
love your dress, by the way. I love the hand-painted aspect of it.
Thank you so much.
You know all those glasses in there? I painted those. So if you don't like them, don't tell me, okay?
Oh, I actually have pictures taken with them.
Yeah, okay. All right, good.
I
That
do.
makes me feel better then. What's going on, Elizabeth? Elizabeth Soley, Jacob Street.
I am so proud of you, and just you took an idea and through perseverance and tenacity have taken it to 500 episodes.
Thank you.
And I wanted to be here to celebrate you. So
Thank you so much.
congratulations.
Do you not have
and-
some champagne, or did you just give me a fist bump?
Yeah, well,
Did somebody get this woman a beverage? Have a whiskey. Salute. Here.
I won't drink it,
Oh,
but
all right.
cheers.
She's not gonna drink. She's like, I'm not drinking it. All right, good. No, thank you so much.
So since we've seen this progression of you with Love and Relo, you originally were selling van line services.
Yes, I was a mover. You could say it. I was a mover.
You were a mover. And now you have a multi-pronged company. And
Yes.
that you're in talent management. So
Yes,
that
we do
you're-
recruiting, yes.
You do recruiting. And so I've got to imagine that you've had to develop a few skills over the last year or 2 or 3.
Well, you assume I knew what I was doing then, so that's a big it's a faulty premise, perhaps.
No, but
yeah.
I think you've had to grow into some new skills,
Yeah.
particularly in recruiting.
Sure.
Where did you have to lean in?
All of it. I mean, it's funny because when I talk to other recruiters at conferences, they're like, oh, did you start at Robert Half? Oh, did you start at Randstad? I'm like, yo, I just made this up. I never was a recruiter before. Like, I hired recruiters and then I learned from them. And then, you know, I mean, I'm pretty smart. Like, I can figure it out, you know? So I learned from them, and I listened to a shit ton of podcasts too. I'll be honest with you. I listen to a lot.
I do too.
Yeah, right. I mean, podcasts are amazing, y'all. I mean, I'm not just like, not this one, like other ones. Podcasts are great. So I listen to Mark Whitby, the Resilient Recruiter. I listen to probably maybe 50, 80 episodes of that. And that kind of taught me. And then I listened to Danny Herskowitz, our recruiter, and that taught me a lot. And then we hired another recruiter, and you know, Jillian's here, Adrian Grimes, another recruiter. You know, and you just pay attention. You ask the same questions I would ask of a CEO. Is you just ask people for advice. You know, and you pay attention. You try to implement it. And but you know what? But I was always a connector, and that's the bones, the spirit, the purpose of being a recruiter is about connecting people to opportunities, connecting clients to candidates and stuff like that. So I already had it in my genes, my DNA, the way I was wired. The other stuff is just tactics, you know, it's just process.
Right. My next question is, you do a lot of consulting services with different companies.
Yep.
Is there one piece of advice or one lesson that you feel like that you frequently give and teach when consulting with companies? And what is that?
Wow. Yeah. So Elizabeth's referring to Glomo started as a business development consultancy for Black-owned and women-owned service providers in the global mobility industry. And we did that exclusively for about a year. And so
we were one of those companies.
Yeah. And we really like to help companies grow. So first thing I tell companies like that is to identify your client persona, right? So I think companies try to go out and they try to do business with everybody. And you hear people talk kind of like, well, that's not really our customer. We don't really like that type of, but they haven't clearly defined a client persona. You need to go through, clearly define a client persona. Ours on the recruiting side has 12 different attributes to it, okay? You need to write it down, and then you need to grade all of your prospects against that client persona to even see if you're fishing in the right pond. Because if you're not fishing in the right pond, you're gonna catch something you don't want, okay? And small businesses don't have the kind of time to waste on the wrong kind of business, because it'll eat you up. And so I say get a well-defined client persona is number one.
Okay.
Great question.
Thanks.
Great question.
Well,
it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Should we bring Randy up?
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much, Elizabeth Soley. Randy Wilson. That's 500 episodes right there. That's a left hand, by the way, too. Randy, it's so great to have you here.
Good reflex.
Thank you for being here. Thank you so much.
Good to see you.
Randy Wilson, NEI Global.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
It is
It's been
so
quite a
wonderful
function.
that you're here, that you made the trip. I can't believe it. From Omaha.
All the way from Omaha.
All the way from Omaha.
Hey, I have a question, but I want to tell you a little story first.
I would love it.
Al Blumenberg, do you remember Al?
Yes.
Okay, it's hard to forget. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
he's unforgettable.
He said to me, you know, I think you should talk with this Ben Cross. And he told me about your online shows.
Yeah.
And so I went on and I watched a couple, and I went back to Al and I said, he's crazy. I'm not going to go talk
He's
to
crazy.
him.
I am a little bit.
Yeah, you are a little bit. But now I'm a fan.
Oh.
I've gotten to know you and I'm a fan. So I thought, well, I should tell you that. This is a good time to do that.
Oh my gosh, yes. Well, I am a little crazy, but I think all the best people are a little crazy. You know what? You and your mom were a little crazy once upon a time
Yeah,
when you
we
started
were.
the company, weren't you?
Yes, we were.
You know?
We walked out of one job and started it 60 days later.
I love that story. And I mean, anyway, but you got to be a little crazy.
Yeah, you do.
And, and I think people ask me, about advice and stuff like that. I mean, but I've been really coming to grips with the fact you have to lean into the absurd a little bit, because it's absurd now, but it won't be absurd forever. Because when you do it, they'll be like, oh yeah, of course you did. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But it's absurd day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is.
Let me ask you, what changed your mind though when you said he's crazy, and then you decided to let me into your world anyway?
I met you. That's the importance of actually being face to face. I
Yeah.
think that's so important, and it's missing a lot nowadays. But once I met you and was able to talk with you for a little while, and I saw the sincerity of you talking about being your authentic self, it was there. So I knew I could trust you right away. And so I thought, well, we'll give it a try. And I was nervous to do something like that. You said, don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. And we had a blast.
We did. We had so much fun. And you did trust me. You allowed me into your office. And I was one of the first people you let into your office after COVID, which I took to be a huge honor. And we had dinner. And I felt like you really let me into your world. And I consider you such a dear friend. And I'm so proud of our friendship, honestly. It means the world to me.
Yeah. And all of your endeavors, we've been able to really participate in most of them, I think.
You have.
From your recruiting to your shows to your different companies, your diverse companies that you represent.
Can I just tell you, and I don't think I've told you this, but your company saved our butt this year.
Really?
Q1, when nobody was hiring.
Yeah.
I think we placed 7 people with you guys.
Yeah. And you know what was amazing about that?
What?
You could place them in our hometown when our local reps couldn't.
We could place them in Omaha when the local Omaha recruiters couldn't. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And I just want to tell you, I don't know if our company would have survived our Q1 if it weren't for you guys. I don't know. I mean, I hope we would have, but I don't know. That was huge for us.
Well, it helped, and that's great. It was a win-win for both of us.
And you know what? And it happened because we were coming out of the Spruce Lounge at Worldwide ERC. I just interviewed you there. We ran into Justin Parsons from Erickson Immigration Group.
Yeah.
Shout out to Justin Parsons, a great client of Glomo. He's around here somewhere. And y'all had just done a podcast together, and we had recruited for him before. We recruited a gentleman here, Rob Morehouse, who's amazing. And you was like, I didn't know you did recruiting. And then Justin said, yeah, they're really good. And I was like, thank you, Justin. And you're like, well, I'm going to get, let's talk.
Yeah.
And we did. It was right before Christmas. And, of course, things, right, Christmas happens and things, whatever. And it just, in Q1 took off. And it was just such an honor and blessing. You were such a blessing.
Well, thank you. It worked for both of us. So
yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to say thank you. You've made a big difference in a lot of people's lives. You always have not only individuals in your heart, but you're always looking at how can we do better? What can we do more? And even be helpful in the whole ESG world. And
thank you.
It's nice to be a partner with you.
Well, thank you so much.
An official partner, I guess, but a partner.
Yeah, you're a partner. You're it, Randy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Randy.
You bet.
Randy Wilson, everybody. You want to go hand that off to the next person, and we'll keep it moving here. Oh, wow. Trouble in the house there. The inverted yield curve himself.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that. That was one of my 3 questions.
I was going to just wait till it went away so I never had to know what it meant.
So are we currently in an inverted yield curve?
I think
and are we
not.
going to get out of it, and when?
Anthony Horton from CRI right now, and we got this running joke about the inverted yield curve. It's like, if you want to sound smart on a webinar, just start talking about the inverted yield curve, and everybody will be like, oh, yeah, that guy knows. I don't think we're in an inverted yield curve, are we? Or are we? That's my guess.
I haven't checked lately.
Haven't checked. How you doing?
So 2 other questions.
Please.
So first of all, congratulations on this. And
Thank you.
Congratulations on everything that you have built in this industry over the course of the last couple of years.
Thank you.
A real 500 episodes and this type of a turnout that speaks to a lot of success and a lot of followership. So the question is, thinking about kind of maybe out with the traditional and in with the new, when are you going to take this following and kind of become the new ERC?
Oh, wow. You know, it was funny. A year ago or 2 years ago, I heard a rumor that ERC viewed me as a competitor. And I didn't think so. I mean, I'm running a little rinky-dink live stream on LinkedIn, taking anybody pretty much, you know? And I don't see, like, there was no revenue model. There was no sponsorship. There was no eventing. There was none of that. And I thought it was just silliness. But people ask me that more and more.
Yeah,
and it's kind of funny when your customers tell you what they want. And I think ERC is changing quite a bit. And I think that there's a real demand, and I'm going to say desire. I think there's a real desire for people to connect in a most authentic way. And I think I can scratch that itch a little bit better than most people. And I look at what Eura does with a small conference format over there in Europe. And they do like 400 people or something like that in a small European hotel, you know, because that's kind of all they can accommodate. I mean, we got 100 people here off, I don't know, a couple months notice. I think me, Faye, and Tyler were talking about it over a drink, and we said we're going to do it. And then 35 grand later. But I don't know. I guess I think I'd be very interested. But I can't really sign. I mean, I don't think I got the capital for that, Anthony. I'm gonna need my sponsors to prepay, Anthony.
All right, I have one more question.
Yes, sir.
And this one is not my question, but I'm asking it on behalf of someone.
Okay.
Other than, you and myself, who are the top 3 hunks in relocation?
That's a Relo hunks?
Yeah.
The top 3 hunks in relocation. Well, I got to go back to...
And Aaron Flores is out there, so...
Yeah, well...
Be kind to him.
I think that, it's really funny. It's funny because I remember back to when Christina Blondheim was on, and she had the temerity and unmitigated gall to give me a top 5, hunkiest guys in Relo, and she was also kind enough to put me in it.
It wasn't
in the
her
industry
that
yet.
asked me to ask it,
Yeah.
but there may have been an
Is it
intermediary.
that tall drink of water over there?
She may be getting back at you.
All right, I'm gonna go with a subset of that, and I'm gonna say best hair. I think Evan Miller's got phenomenal hair.
Well,
I think
thanks
he's watching.
a lot. That's kind of an unfair category.
Well, the category's too big. We'll do top 5 bald guys too. And then I think Roman Zelichenko's got phenomenal hair. I'm gonna put me in there at a number 5. I think Danny Martinez, the photographer, has phenomenal hair as well. And then Thomas Bailey, if he's still around. Yeah, he's got phenomenal hair. Top 5 bald guys in the biz. Well, I got to put my boy Danny Herskowitz in
What
there.
about our own Carlos Huerta?
Oh my gosh. Well, Carlos is a total package. He's a 5-tool player. I mean, that guy right there, man, I don't go that way, but hey, maybe, I don't know. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Wow. We got the mariachis in the house. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Oh, this is fun. You guys got to bring it in over here. Look at this. Oh, wow. Look at this. Look at this. We got mariachi. Can we get them in the shot? Oh my gosh. Look at this. Hey, everybody, welcome to Texas, huh? Wow, this is amazing. Mariachi Aventurero! Yeah! Hey, everybody, that's our show. Happy 500. Let's go Fiesta.